I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding, still in it, I've been counting these digits, excuse me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat, excuse me. The crash came when the cash came, spend it.
Good evening, guys. This is Big Alan Feaster with KO Boxing Breaking News, the greatest news channel in boxing. How's everybody doing this evening? Did you all get to see the fight last night? We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about Edgar Berlanga, Eddie Hearn, and Canelo Alvarez here tonight. I want to thank you all for seriously subscribing this past 2 years, supporting the channel, all the brand new spanking new subscribers. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Thank you. Appreciate it. Seriously. Yes, sir. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much.
That's right. And guys, also don't forget to hit the bell notification button.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
To be notified when we do go live or have another news story for you as well. We're going to work on some interviews coming up too as well. Look out for them. All right, we're going to get into it. Won't keep you waiting. Here we go tonight, guys. All right, here we go. Excuse me, guys. Eddie Hearn says Berlanga is the #1 name at 168 pounds outside of Canelo. He's #1 in the spot, he says. Now, come on, Eddie. Promoter Eddie Hearn is putting a positive spin on Edgar Berlanga's loss to Canelo Alvarez, suggesting that he's now the second most popular fighter in the super middleweight division following his competitive defeat this last Saturday night in Las Vegas. Now, guys, Hearn says Berlanga, who is now 22 big wins, 1 loss, 17 KOs, frustrated, in quote, the unified super middleweight champion Canelo, who is now 62 big wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 KOs, at times with his ring IQ. Now, Canelo was frustrated, but for a different reason than Berlanga's ring IQ. Now, he was upset with the headbutting, low blows, rapid punches, and illegal straight arming Berlanga was using. Seriously. Very, very upset. Okay. Now, it appeared that Berlanga was just there to survive the night and didn't fight hard until the 12th round. Now, other rounds, Berlanga looked too afraid to throw his power shots for fear of being countered by Canelo again. Now, after Berlanga was knocked down in round 3, he played it safe, throwing mainly jabs. Shout out to Steve Penn Music out there. Steve Penn says he felt that Berlanga would have probably won the fight last night if he used his jab more throughout the fight. That's what Steve Penn Music says. Now we'll go on. Hearn and casual boxing fans were celebrating Berlanga after just because he got knocked down. But they didn't have the insight to see that it was just trying to survive and wasn't trying to really win. Now, he was there to go all 12 rounds. Now, guys, the matchroom promoter Eddie Hearn is trying to paint a false picture that Berlanga had fought in a heroic way, but that's not the reality. He was less than impressive than Canelo's previous opponent, Jaime Munguia, who fought harder and actually won 4 rounds this last May. Now, Munguia was more courageous. That's what people felt. Now, guys, in quote, he never really looked out of his depth in there. We got beat well by a legend, but it was always competitive rounds, in quote, said Eddie Hearn during the post-fight press conference late last night. Now, praising his fighter, Edgar Berlanga, after his loss to Canelo Alvarez, it was only competitive because Canelo didn't have the size or the gas tank to finish off Berlanga due to his huge 6'1" frame and also the 193-pound frame during the fight. Now, if Canelo's conditioning were better, he would have knocked Berlanga out by the fourth round because he was there to be stopped, and if he could put his punches together instead of just loading up with single shots. Now, also in quote, they say, to me, it was all the boxes were ticked or checked. The impregnable chin. He took every shot in the artillery of Canelo Alvarez. The knockdown was an incredible left hook. It was a kind of a flash knockdown. He was never really hurt during the entire fight, said Hearn. Now, guys, Berlanga's weight of 193 pounds is the reason he could take Canelo's punches. Now, when a light heavyweight takes on a super middleweight frame, they can withstand their punches a lot better than when they're competing in their natural weight class. Now, guys, if you stick Berlanga in with light heavyweight champion Artur Beterbiev, we'll see how good his chin is. Obviously, Berlanga will never fight Beterbiev because his management is too calculated to risk putting him in with someone who would knock him out and cut off the spigot to the oil well that is pumping in all the black gold. So, come on, black gold? Really? All right, we'll go on. Berlanga got up. He got up, guys, from the third round knockdown and just took the punishment for the remainder of the fight, playing it safe. He used a lot of illegal roughness tactics that actually angered and emerged during the fight with Canelo, which was why he was frustrated with him. Now, guys, end quote, as I told him earlier, he secured his entire life with millions and his family's life forever at such a young age. And it's just the beginning because right now you have to say he's the number one name in the division outside of Canelo Alvarez, and there are huge fights out there for him. Now, Hearn said about Berlanga, end quote. Now, guys, Berlanga is more popular due to his fan base in New York City than the other contenders in the 168-pound division, but he lags far behind in the actual talent department. Now, however, Berlanga, guys, isn't really a true super middleweight to begin with. He's a light heavyweight that boils down to 168 pounds to compete against smaller fighters. This is what a lot of people are bitching about this weekend. Now, Berlanga is like another David Benavidez type of weight bully, but with the less talent, more of a self-promoted and has a shorter shelf life. He needs to be protected more than Benavidez. Now, also in quote, guys, I almost feel like he's a new signee because we know he was a big star before, but now I feel we got one of the biggest stars in the division. I think the comeback trail and the comeback plan is going to be really fun, end quote, said Hearn. Now, guys, when Hearn says comeback trail, end quote, that's code for soft opponents like the ones he'd been matched against to build his record to 22-0 record to get him the Canelo payday. Now, Hearn is selling the fake product to the public. Really, come on, trying to make it look better than it really is. Now, Berlanga is the equivalent of fool's gold. Seriously, guys. Fool's gold. Black Hills gold. Now I'm going to say that cheap. Okay. Really. And only the naive fans believe he's the genuine 24-karat gold real thing. Now, guys, Berlanga is not a new star, and Hearn isn't going to be able to transform him into a steady money driver like an oil well that pumps black gold for many years. Now, without protecting Berlanga by matching him against soft opposition that the fans won't be excited to see, he's going to lose if Hearn matches him against good opposition. Now, guys, when I say good, I'm not talking about Caleb Plant, Diego Pacheco, Jaime Munguia, and Christian Mbili, Berlanga will lose to those guys. If Hearn puts Berlanga in with a higher caliber fighter like David Benavidez, David Morrell, or Osles Iglesias, I always mispronounce his name wrong, he'll get knocked the spark out. Come on, guys. So what do you guys think about this in the comment section? Tell me what you guys think. Do you think that he did a good job last night? Some people say he did. Some people say he could have used his jab more. He could have won. What do you guys think? Tell me what you guys think. If you've seen the fight or if you go back and watch it again, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, guys. Say goodnight to this pretty lady here. And guys, we'll catch you next time.